Ghanatube, so I was in formatting CD and not just saying some. I would be a person or my Ghana meeting panel. Ye bubble room near Wakuti and send me say a bar, not near Cowan media twice or Eddie amount.
Coming up next on Ghana Tonight, a former Attorney General denies allegations of fabrication of evidence in the famous ambulance trial. He has been responding to a complaint lodged against him at the Criminal Investigations Department of Ghana Police Service by one of the accused persons in that particular trial who was acquitted and discharged. Talking about now one of the officials of the National Security Secretariat and Richard Jagma. Now the former Attorney General Godfred Dame has done nothing wrong. Well, those were the words of his deputy when he was Attorney General. I'm talking about Alfred Yeboah. He says that with these charges that have been brought against him, that's Godfred Dame, in the end, he will be vindicated. Let's take a listen to former Deputy Attorney General Alfred Yeboah. We'll walk you through exactly why Godfred Dame had to even be at the CID, the Ghana Police Service, earlier today. In fact, he went to the office of the CID with a team of 70 lawyers. Imagine that. But this is it. This is Deputy Attorney General Alfred Yeboah. Take a look.
Invited to appear for the CID this morning. We got here around 10:05. We had to wait for over 1.5 hours. Interrogation just started. He's well composed. He's ready to face the interrogators. And at the end of the day, people of Ghana get to know that all these charges against are trumped up once. I mean, the former AG in his office as the AG discharged his duties with all diligence. I was his deputy. And I can state without any equivocation that he has done nothing untoward to merit this kind of charge that has been brought against him. But at the end of the day, truth will stand. Truth will stand. Godfred will be vindicated.
Would you say this is just purely political?
Purely political, and I think it's also coming out of dislike for Godfred Dame. The complainant in this particular case, he knows deep down his heart that this matter would have arisen if he had not gone to see one of his relatives, the Supreme Court judge, to speak to Godfred Dame. And so he knows that Dame is innocent, but he still wants to press it. We are ready for him. Godfred is ready for him. People of Ghana will get to know the true facts behind these trump-up charges. Protesters came around, and the police in their protocol decided to let some of them go out of the main premises. Maybe they have their own protocols, but I don't think they've reached any rule by coming here to support the former Attorney General. Let's remember, he was the leader of the bar. And someone in that high office, we expect that when there's any matter against him, people will just come and then support him. There are a lot of lawyers around here. There are other supporters outside the police headquarters. But I can assure you, we've never broken any rule, and that's why the place is so calm. Whether intimidation or not, we are here to state what we know about the matter. Godfred Dame is not guilty, he's very innocent. At the end of the day, he will be vindicated. The supporters too are at the gate, and we are very sure that they are not being molested. But if there should be any such thing, we definitely protest.
Thank you very much.
So that's Alfred Yeboah. He deputized Godfred Dame when he was Attorney General and Minister of Justice of the Republic of Ghana. The process has just started at the Criminal Investigations Department of Ghana Police Service. So it's one that we'll see how the coming days will look like. There was a question that was asked of him when they were to return to the CID. He says that, well, they don't have any information as of exactly when they would have to return. And we'll hear from the CID boss shortly. But also, we spoke to another lawyer who is also the legal officer for the NPP, the Opposition New Patriotic Party, Frank Davis, who also indicated, quite on the same lines of Alfred Yeboah, that these charges are frivolous and it would end nowhere. These were his words. Let's take a look at this.
There was a delay because obviously, there's no queries in the formation to the template. So you were assisting the police very their investigation is, so to speak, it is 30 days yet, so I don't want to preempt anything about charges. We just came here to honor their intentions. We are looking forward for what they will have to say subsequent. At least we have also told them what we know about the complaint. So we'll be waiting for the news first.
As we're going to think about the petition, do you think it's just a political thing or?
But what is your take?
I am a journalist.
Well, I'm also what is your take? A matter which has received judicial pronouncement. This is the party. This is the first time we are hearing it. What is like that? Since complaint has been made already, it has received a judicial pronouncement. So what? And what is it not obvious to you? Is it not obvious what the implications are? So that's I need no say. You should also from your open group.
What is the police tell you as the other day for this?
What did the police tell us?
What is it tell you? Are you coming back?
The bus is to fire.
The directors.
Are we coming back?
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
Well, so that's just an idea of how the reactions after Godfred Dame responded. In fact, he had to go to the office of the CID earlier today upon that particular invitation, and the details, as we've seen, the reactions after that engagement. And you just heard there Frank Davis, who's the head of the legal directorate of the New Patriotic Party. You saw Gary Nimacombe and the others there, and Dennis Baberi Esquire with me, and then you hear some of the lawyers who went there indicate that they went there with a crack team of...
Yeah, that was a crack team of lawyers. Because in there you'd find the respected Leonard Fredibly in the picture. Mm-hmm. I also saw former Deputy Attorney General. He actually spoke to the press.
Yeah.
You'd find his own counsel, Frank Davis. Also in there, in one of the visuals, I saw Eko, who was the...
Eko Suman, yes.
Eko Suman, lawyer to the former president.
Yeah.
Yes, and a lot more of them. So, I mean, it's fair to say that it was a crack team of lawyers that accompanied the former Attorney General to that particular invitation by the CID. But just to put matters into a proper perspective, we have been following this issue quite closely ever since it broke, to the effect that Richard Japa, from that famous trial of the ambulance, they're still pursuing some aspects of the case, which has to do with an audio recording that had him in conversation with the former Attorney General. Also part of that had to do with a meeting that was said to have been held in the residence of one of the Supreme Court justices, Justice Kolendi's residence. I mean, what is of a fact now is the fact that that meeting actually did happen, but the purpose of that meeting is what is in dispute. Mm-hmm. So the allegation made by Richard Japa is to the effect that the meeting and that correspondence between him and the Attorney General was, what he says, an attempt by the Attorney General to procure a favorable response from him in order to convict the former the current finance minister, who was the former majority leader in the person of Dr. Kessel Atoforsen. So that is basically the crux of the matter for which we are now before the CID for that to be investigated. In the view of Richard Japa, whatever happened amounts to what he says is fabrication of evidence, which is a crime he wants the CID to investigate. Mm-hmm. We'll soon get into the specific responses of the former Attorney General, who has disputed all of those claims, put the matters in what he believes are the proper context, and why the CID should not even investigate the matter in the first place. Because in his view, it is res judicata, means the matter has already been decided. So,
but was this matter decided as part of the court proceedings in the ambulance trial? Because
yes, at a point when this tape came out in the public and it was
admitted as evidence.
Yes, it was admitted in evidence because when it came to light that there was this kind of conversation, then lawyers for the first accused person, who is in the person of Dr. Akestel Force in that particular matter, applied for a mistrial to say that to the extent that the Attorney General had that kind of communication with one of the accused persons, and as the narration was, seeking to get a favorable response from him to convict him, it meant that it had tainted the whole trial, for which the trial should not progress. So they filed an application for a mistrial. That application was dismissed. And in dismissing same, the court made some pronouncements as to the weight of those WhatsApp correspondence, the audio recording, and indeed the meeting. So that is what he's now arguing, to say that to the extent that the court has made a pronouncement on that matter, it basically settles it.
I see.
For which reason the Criminal Investigations Department should not be looking at it. But the new information we got this evening was to the effect that after all of it all, the former Attorney General was admitted to a self-recognizance bail. So I mean, that's what we heard from his lawyer.
Sure.
But like I was saying, he basically raises issues even with the allegation itself, trying to put the offense in itself and match it with the facts as they are, and saying that when you look at what constitutes an offense of fabrication of evidence and what is reported to have, or what purportedly happened between himself and Richard Japa, it does not have all the elements to ground a charge in respect of fabrication of evidence.
Right.
And to that extent, it falls short. He also raises matters of, like I mentioned, a matter that it has already been adjudicated and pronounced by the High Court, and to that extent, it should not, the CID should not be looking into that matter any further. In law, we say it is res judicata. Now, he also now goes on to give an account of the instances that he and Richard Japa met. And he says, in his own words, that without Justice Kolendi, there wouldn't have been a dummy and Japa. That is to say, the only nexus between the two of them was because he attended upon an invitation of His Lordship Justice Yoni Kolendi at his residence. And that when he was in the residence, then Richard Japa, who is a cousin to His Lordship, came to the residence. And that was the only instance that they met. That outside, beside the courtroom and the residence of Justice Yoni Kolendi, he has not met Japa anywhere. And that even when he was in Justice Yonendi's residence with Japa, he maintained an open mind and he did not do anything that seemed to suggest that he wanted to compromise the ongoing trial. So basically, that is the response of the former Attorney General in respect of these particular matters. He puts it 50-paragraph response to the CID. So we're now looking forward to what exactly the CID will do going forward. Like we heard from his counsel, that they really do not know what's going to happen next. But of course, since the response has been given to the CID, we expect that the CID will be those to now dictate the next line of action. We do know that's not the only petition before the CID. We also know of a petition or a complaint that has been made by one Ghanaian citizen by name Daniel Mafo in respect of the same set of facts, but with different persons. He is seeking that an investigation be opened in respect of Richard Japa, who is the complainant in this matter, and then His Lordship Justice Yoni Kolendi.
Yeah.
We are looking forward to see if those two would also be invited by the CID to also be interrogated, just as the former Attorney General has been done. But that is also to say that beyond the former Attorney General being before the General Legal Counsel in respect of complaints of professional misconduct, he's also before the CID in respect of an alleged crime.
I see. And it's one that we'll see how the coming days will look like on this. So we're keeping a very keen eye on this one as well.
I was here for me now, my sister Mudi Mechi, Equity, and some air coso, a war or mangani, way dear, me the movie see, and I so many comments, no. Emma me our comments section. That would be everyone sending now for our comments in the Ebra and Magic Bread. I can kind. Ama Fefe, make I will be set channel way a Ghanatube. So don't forget to subscribe, hit on the notification bell, share, and like all our videos. I was here for Snowy Day. See you dear, Macramo.